Hello, my friends. Today, the situation along the entire front line remains very challenging, and Russian forces are once again increasing the number of shell attacks. Last night, there were reports of strikes on Kryvyi Rih, with at least 10 people injured. Airstrikes on Kharkiv also continue. It's clear that the F-16s still aren't able to stop the Russian bombardment. At the border, after the sabotage in the Bryansk region, the Russians are using artillery to destroy all the nearby frontline settlements. In the Kursk direction, there are still no new changes along the front line. However, the Pentagon announced once again that around 10,000 North Korean troops have now been sent for training in Russia. The Pentagon now assesses North Korea has sent approximately 10,000 total forces to train inside Russia, with some of those troops reportedly already moving closer to Ukraine. Following this, Biden made a statement.
What about North Korea? 1,000 troops now. And you got. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous.
And now there has been a response. The Pentagon has announced strikes on Russian territory. The Pentagon stated that there will be no new restrictions on Ukraine's use of American weapons if North Korea joins the war. After reports of North Korean forces deploying near Kursk, the Pentagon confirmed the US wouldn't impose new limits on Ukraine's use of American arms. They noted that Russia is using North Korean troops to offset battlefield losses and continue its slow advances. So for now, we'll wait and see how the situation unfolds. In the Kharkiv direction, aside from ongoing shelling of Kharkiv and border settlements, no new attacks have been reported yet. In Vovchansk, fighting continues daily with ongoing assaults, though Russian forces have yet to make any gains. In the Kupiansk direction, Russian forces have started maneuvering to encircle Kupiansk, managing to advance toward the village of Kindrashivka as they push to break through further. Fighting continues near Sinkivka, where the Ukrainian forces are still holding the line. However, there are also major concerns to the south. Russian forces have managed to advance closer to the village of Zagryzove, with ongoing battles near Kruglякivka and Kolesnikivka. Here they are now very close to reaching a water barrier, making the situation increasingly difficult each day. In the Borova direction, Russian forces remain highly active. They are carrying out offensives near Lozova and storming the villages of Vishneve and Pershatravneve. The situation is quite serious as Borova is only 11 kilometers away and Russian forces are pushing hard to advance. To the south, fighting is ongoing around Chernyshina and Novomykhailivka, though there haven't been any new advances there. In the Kreminna direction, after prolonged fighting, Russian forces have managed to capture Torske, reaching a water barrier and the village of Zarichne. This has also significantly worsened the situation as Ukrainian forces are holding onto Yampolivka and Terne, but Russian forces are conducting intense shelling and relentless assaults in these areas. In the Siversk direction, after breaking through to Serebryanka and Grigorivka, Russian forces have begun assaults on these settlements, creating a challenging situation. Near Bilohorivka, they have yet to make a breakthrough, so the front line remains unchanged, though the outcome of battles for these villages is pending. In the Chasiv Yar direction, Russian forces continue expanding their southern flank near Chasiv Yar, advancing toward Pretechene and Shalin. Bila Hora. Assaults are also reported on Rihov-Vasilivka, though the front line remains stable for now. In the Toretsk direction, the Russians have increased the number of Shalin and are attempting to break through to Sherbynivka, from where the Ukrainian forces managed to push them back. Battles in Toretsk are also ongoing, though no new changes have occurred over the past day. In the Pokrovsk direction, the situation is also challenging. Russian forces are attacking Myrolyubivka, the village of Promeny, and pushing through near Krutý Yar, where the Ukrainian forces managed to hold them back. The activity level remains high, and Russian forces continue trying to advance. Further south, they are already assaulting Vyshneva, and they seem to be making daily gains here. Ukrainian forces have stated that Vyshneva is essentially lost. Well, Selidova can be considered definitely lost. Unfortunately, the city fell very quickly, similar to how Bryansk and Ocheretiny did. Vyshneva has also been lost. The Russians are now trying to wedge itself between Selidova and Lysivka toward Dachinsky-Zeleny, an important crossroads. Critically, there is still a pocket near Kurakhivka, as well as a future one along the north bank of the Kurakhivsky Reservoir. So the situation will certainly not improve soon. Stopping the Russians is still far off. The Russian Ministry of Defense has also officially claimed full control over Tsukurene, while the situation in Kurakhivka remains critical. Russian forces have made some additional gains there and are essentially doing everything to encircle the settlement. Shalin continues, so it's now only a question of time as to how long the Ukrainian forces can continue to hold the defense. Ukrainian soldiers have also voiced dissatisfaction with the actions of the local authorities in Pokrovsk. The Pokrovsk military civil administration reported that the city is protected from the south and west, and the Russians won't pass there, so they'll pass from the east and north. I absolutely despise populist statements of this kind, especially knowing that the so-called Dragon's Teeth defense lines were scattered about haphazardly. These were the same municipal workers who were planting flower beds just a month ago. Couldn't it have been done sooner or more effectively? I'm aware that 90% of fortifications are built by military engineer units, not local administrations, but in this situation, it would be better if the local authorities remained silent. In the Kurakhove direction, offensive actions have currently ceased, and Russian forces are intensifying artillery preparations across the entire area. Strikes are being carried out on both Kurakhove and Frontline villages. For the time being, the Frontline has remained unchanged for the past day. In the Vuhledar direction, Russian forces continue assaulting Bogoyavlenka with some advances over the past 2 days. Battles are also ongoing for Novoukrainka, and the level of shelling remains high. The situation here is also catastrophic gradually, but following the capture of Vuhledar, Russian forces have managed to advance approximately 10 kilometers further, all within just a few weeks. This is a significant gain, and it appears that stopping their progress hasn't been successful. In the Zaporizhia direction, only shelling continues with no changes on the front line recorded over the past day. In the Kherson direction, the Russians maintain heavy shelling of Kherson and other settlements on the right bank. They occasionally make advances onto the islands, but no changes have been observed. The struggle continues. Meanwhile, Zelensky has stated that Trump wouldn't cease supporting Ukraine if he wins the election.
От я не чув, що він говорив, що він скоро скасує цю підтримку, припинить підтримувати Україну. Звісно, ми не знаємо, що буде, розуміємо всі ризики того, що може статися. Найбільший ризик буде, якщо політика США зміниться. Я не певен, що президент Трамп, якщо він стане президентом, що він дійсно захоче програти. Я думаю, програти у сенсі припинити підтримку України. Але я згоден з вами, що ризики є.
So this may indicate we're misinterpreting Trump's and his running mate statements. Friends, what do you think about this? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.